Hi, how's it going? I just had my pre-workout meal. I'm gonna go do some overhead press. I felt like I wanted to talk about really important concept with training and with anything in your life, which is what separates your average person and the average user, the average person who does any sort of anything. Let's keep it more specific to lifting and sports. Your average athlete and your star athlete. A lot of people want to jump to genetics, and although of course that makes a factor, of course, your build and your mind, your capacities are predominantly set with your genetics. That doesn't massively undersells the value of two things that I think are really core to becoming successful in anything, and that those two things are working consistent and smart work, and being self-critical and self-aware. Now, I'm gonna go over the self-aware one first because the thing that that's probably not the best way to put it, but one of the things that I've done that's made me get a lot more stronger recently, a lot of people who know me from other stuff are like making big PRs everywhere, and it's because I started to really look critically at what I was doing. I didn't go, oh, what I'm doing works, so I'm making gains, but what can I do to make more? That kind of idea comes from expanding one of the core tenets of God, I can't remember the name of the author, but it's called the book is called Archetypes of Mature Masculinity. And the whole book is basically detailing, this is a negative personality trait, this is a positive personality trait. These are different, it's a big thing about that basically, and it's got different archetypes for it. But the piece of knowledge I took away with them, which is very powerful, is don't say, oh, I'm not being this, or I am being this. I'm doing good. Don't think binary about good and bad. Oh, my deadlift isn't like a round back cat deadlift, so I deadlift good. No, you don't. You probably do something inefficiently. You're probably bleeding power somewhere. So record yourself. Be critical. Ask someone who's actually knowledgeable about this. What can I be doing wrong? Watch a lot of videos. Find out. Look at someone who, or something I've been doing, because I've been trying to get my striking back up. I used to do boxing, but I've been trying to get better at striking. Is ask experts, and watch the best and see, because they probably have minute details in their form. They might be aware of it, or their coach might have taught them it, or maybe they're aware of it. Maybe it's genetic. Either way, you can, just because you put a bat in some guy's hand and he instantly hits a home run, doesn't mean there's not a formula to hitting a home run, if you get what I mean. So look at the best. How does someone like Eddie Hall, how does someone like KK, someone like that, how do they set up for deadlifts? How does Pete Ruber set up for deadlifts? Guys like that, George Lehman, focus on how they're doing it. And then work smart and work consistently. What that means is, I'm going to take a lifting example, because when you talk about working smart, that becomes a little bit more difficult when it comes to other stuff that I'm not that super well versed in. But let's say lifting, I might go into martial as well. But lifting smart. Now you can go in and you can work your ass off in the gym and getting very little done. You can go in and work really, really hard and tire yourself out, but you've not done that much work to actually get stronger. How you would correct that would be something like, You might be doing exercises that don't fulfill your goals, and that, you know, I want to make a better physique, but you're doing hard work on exercises that you're already strong area in. You know, you're already isolating areas you're already strong in. Or I want to increase my lifts, but I'm only doing isolations that facilitate muscular growth, but don't really have much carryover. You know, think about where's my sticking point in the lift, where's my weak point in my physique, etc. Or if it's if it's something like you know, martial arts or whatever, and then go back. Sorry, and then you connect that back to the experts. You look at how they train, how they do their things. For instance, everyone in the boxing world, or just martial arts in general, some of this guy called Vasily Lomachenko, who has incredible reflexes, and he just does this incredible. He's a technical wizard. He didn't come out, you know, the ether with that. He had 400 amateur fights where he consistently worked on, you know, his form, etc. But he's also got all these different techniques to make his reflexes faster. I'm sure when he talks, he seems very well versed, well spoken, and I'm sure he's an intelligent guy. I'm sure there's already the groundwork to be a fast processing individual. But he worked on it, and he worked on it in a smart way. And that's kind of what you need to look at. You need to look at some people. If you want to look at smart programming, it's a bit unique. But I found that exercise rotation is something that's massively helped me, so that I don't stall because of the law of accommodating the law of, I can't remember it, something like the not very professional, but the law of can't remember it, something technical term, but about basically your body adapts to different stimuluses. So you rotate it based on how experienced you are. If you're a very experienced lifter, you might want to rotate every month. You know, what I've been doing is my squats gone up quite a lot recently, and that's because I've been rotating it for box squats or rotating it for safety bar squats, and because essentially a different stimulus will produce different results, and you can apply that to anything. So basically, vary up your training or your practice. You know, say if you're an artist, you don't just always draw the same thing. And don't just always draw the same thing in the same way. You know, if you have a lot of experience drawing figure drawings, maybe draw a landscape. If you have a lot of experience drawing figure drawings as a static image, go draw some movie images. You know, so the best way, the whole thing about, and this is one other thing, is everything's connected. You know, you might be doing everything right in your training, but you might not be sleeping right. You might not be thinking right. It's all a web, and essentially to produce the best results, you need to fix yourself. So yeah, fix yourself, work smart, work consistent, and be self-aware. Be self-aware of all your issues. So yeah, that's the difference between your average Joe Smo doing something and a star athlete like that and genetics. But you know, you can't change those. And you might have the best genetics in the world. You don't know. There's probably something you have great genetics for. So yeah, that's. Sorry about the gap in the uploads. I'll be more consistent now. I'll probably got another 2 videos next week. It's because I got set. I was like, I want to make them a bit more, you know, technical. But I always set this channel out to be more of a dumping ground for content, so that's what it's going to be. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good time. I'm gonna go lift some weights.